Alrighty, guys and gals. So we are on the under the Common App tab, and we already did profile and we already did family. So now we're on education, and here you're gonna have to list your most current or most recent secondary school. So if you're applying as a senior, this should be the school that you're in right now, right? That you're gonna finish off in your high school career. If that's the same one that you've been in since freshman year, then awesome. That's the only thing you need to worry about. If you've transferred schools, let's say you went to school in 9th grade, but then you transferred in 10th grade and you're finishing your high school education there, then you would put your current or most recent secondary school, okay? So the one that you're in right now. I just put this from a student, so most of the information or all of the information on this account is just random from other students. So I don't think any of it works anymore or applies, but it's just an example. So this is where your high school goes. If you need to change that, you can look for your school by the school name, or you can Google the CEEB code to look for your school, and then you'll just, get one from here and then click continue. I'm going to close out because I already have a school there. Date of entry, when did you start at the school? Again, if you started on whichever year, if you transferred, just make sure you keep track of which year it was. Is this a boarding school, yes or no? Did you will graduate from the school? Yes. When will your graduation date be? That would be, right, June of next year for you if you are an incoming senior this fall. Please indicate any of these options will have affected your progression through or since secondary school. Usually it's no change in progression, as in nothing has affected your speed of finishing high school. If you are going to graduate early, then you would put it here. Click this one. If you're going to graduate late, you would click this. If you're going to take time off, click this. And if you're going to take a gap year, click this. Okay? And whichever one you choose, it'll just give you probably, space to write just a little more of an explanation. For your situation, everyone has a different situation, so click one of those. It's mainly following directions. Here you're gonna have to input your current school's counselor's information. So if he or she has a prefix, counselor's first name, counselor's middle initial if you know it. If you don't worry about it because it doesn't have a red star. Your counselor's last name, your counselor's job title. Sometimes they're called guidance counselor, sometimes they're called college counselor. Whatever your counselor's job title is. If you don't know this stuff, you can probably find it on your school's website or on your report card. Sometimes it says the counselor's information. Then you're going to need your counselor's email and your counselor's phone number. Alright, so this is all stuff that you need to get from them or somehow find it. Right, and you're going to click continue, and it's going to take you to other secondary schools. If you have transferred from any other school to your current school, you would click here and see which, how many have you transferred from, how many have you gone to, has it been one other, or two other, or three others. You're going to find the other school you transferred from, and again, secondary school to from date, so when did you start at that school and when did you end at that school. Okay, so when did you start and when did you end at that school before you went to your current school. If this doesn't apply to you, then you just put 0 and continue, and it's that simple. But if it does apply to you, then you have to fill out more information. All right, it all depends on your specific situation. Once you click continue there, you're going to go to colleges and universities. If you have ever taken coursework at a college or university, please indicate the number of colleges. Okay, so you click select. So if you've taken, again, coursework at other college or university, you would know, right? So you'll choose one of these. If you haven't, just choose 0, continue, and it'll take you to grades. And in grades, you'll have your graduating class size, approximately. Right, so how many people are there in your class? Not in your whole school, just your class, so your senior class. Are there 100 students, 200, 500, 1,000? Right, depends on how big your school is. Again, this is also information you can ask anyone in your school, especially your counselor. Class rank reporting. Okay, so let's just say I say 100. Let's see if it leaves me alone. Okay. Class rank reporting. The exact decile, quantile, quartile, none. Right? So do you have a class rank? All right. So if you do, if your school does have, any kind of reporting for ranks, then you have to ask again which one they have, which one's applicable to your school. If they don't, then just put none. If you do, then you can fill in your class rank there and your rank weighing. Okay? Is it weighted, unweighted, and all that? So again, it all depends on different schools. So that's why it's a little tricky to fill this out, but you get it. You get it. Just ask. Just ask, and never be afraid of asking your counselor or any other counselor or any other school official for this information. Then you're going to put in your average. And what is your GPA scale for your school? So your cumulative average, cumulative GPA, and then the scale, right? Is it out of 4? Is it out of 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10? And whether your GPA is weighed or unweighed. Okay, once you put that in, you're going to click on continue. Current or most recent year courses. Please list all courses you are taking this academic year. If you're not currently enrolled, please list courses from your most recent academic year. How many courses would you like to report? For the purposes of this video, I'm assuming that everyone is an incoming senior in the fall, right? If you're watching this, because you're going to apply to college. So it asks for all the courses you are taking this academic year, right? So please list all courses. So current or most recent year courses. Now you're going to be filling this out most likely in the fall of your senior year. So the courses that you want to list are the ones that you're going to be taking then. Not the ones you took in junior year, the ones you're taking as a senior, especially fall semester. Alright, so let's say you're taking 5 courses. Please select the course scheduling system your institution is using, semester, trimester, quarter. Course title 1, what is it? Because course title 2, the name of it and what is it, right? So they're asking you if it's an AP, if it's an honors, IB, whatever it is, you're gonna select it here. Course 3, course 4, course 5, since I chose 5. Again, if it's only 3, then you choose 3. If it's 6, then you choose 6, okay? Once you click continue, you're gonna go over to honors. If you have received any honors related to your academic achievements beginning with the 9th grade or international equivalent, please indicate number of honors. If you received more than 5, please add the 5 most important to you. So it's very important that you note here that it says if you have received any honors related to your academic achievements. Okay, so this is not asking for, your tennis tournament or your arts awards or something like that. It's asking related to your academic achievements, okay? And then it also says beginning with the 9th grade or international equivalent, right? So let's just focus on 9th grade. So any awards that you would have gotten before the 9th grade basically don't count. And I mean, it counts for you and your life and your family and whatnot, which is awesome, but it doesn't count in terms of filling out this Common App. All right, it's beginning with 9th grade. If you've received more than 5, that's awesome, but click them 5 that I would say are the most meaningful and the most current and the most important. Okay, so you would select here. Hopefully you have 5. That would be awesome. And you could continue and it'll take you here, community-based organizations. Indicate the number of community programs or organizations that have provided you with free assistance in your application process. So if you do have a community program or organization that has helped you with free assistance, then you would name it here, right? Let's say you choose 1. So you would choose one of these. and then fill in this information. If if no one has helped you and you're doing this on your own, following tutorials like these, or just your counselor's help, or what have you, or if you have a private college counselor helping you, which is basically something like, for example, I do. If I help kids, I would tell them to mark 0, right? Because it's they don't have anyone who has provided them with free assistance. Because when you have a private college counselor, you usually pay them, right? So if you have 0, you can just continue. And then last but not least, you go to this future plans subtab, and they ask you for your career interest. And then you'll be like, oh, well, I'm interested in being an artist or a chef or a business owner or whatever it is. You can look at all this. And highest degree you intend to earn. So are you are you just aiming for your associates or your bachelor's, master's, law, whatever it is? You can just click on it here. Again, this is just intentions. So these are your future plans, okay? They're not gonna hold you accountable for this, all right? Just literally choose what you want. And then you can continue. And we can continue. It'll take you to the next tab, which is testing tab. All right, and since this tab is short, well, pretty short, and it has to do with education, we're just gonna go ahead and do it. My tongue is getting all twisted up now because I'm talking too much, but we're gonna go ahead and do it now. So test taken. In addition to sending official score reports as required by colleges, do you wish to self-report scores or future test dates for any of the following standardized tests? And you have a list of them here. I had chosen yes, apparently. So you'll have an option to choose yes or no. So you should self-report. It kind of helps to just have those scores in your application. Because you are going to have to send official score reports. But, before you get to that, you should definitely self-score report. I think that self-report your scores, I think it's helpful when they look at your application as a whole from the Common App. And then indicate all tests you wish to report. Be sure to include tests you expect to take in addition to tests you have already taken. So, blah, blah, blah. You're going to have a few options here, right? So let me just go to edit so you can see what I'm talking about. So here, do you want to self-report your scores? Yes. Indicate all tests you wish to report, right? So they give you options, and you're like ACT tests if you've taken the ACT, or the SAT before March, or the SAT after March, subject tests, AP, and all these, right? So you can choose, let's say, after March 2016. If you have another one, let's say you also took SAT subject tests. And then you also took, all I'm doing is just clicking on the blank space here. And also took APs. Alright, so you choose all 3 of those. International applicants. Again, this is not applicable to you because this video is meant for US students, right? So it says, it's asking something about international applicants, and it says on the bottom here, students studying in the US typically answer no to this question. So you can go ahead and say no and continue. And here are the 3 options that we chose, right? SAT after 2016, subject test, and AP. So you'll self-report. So number of past SAT scores you wish to report. So let's say you took 2 SAT scores previously. Have you taken the SAT essay? Let's say you did. And how many SATs are you going to sit for? Let's say you're going to sit for 1 more. So you click on 1. Future testing date. Let's say you're going to do it in October of 2018, right? Here you put in your score, how much you got for reading and writing, the date of that score, your math score, math date, the highest combined essay score, and then combined essay date, right? You just click continue, and as you can see, it's pretty simple. It's just read and answer. Number of SAT subject tests you wish to report, including tests you expect to take. So how many SAT subject tests? Let's say you took 4. Again, read and follow directions. Date taken or planned. Here. The subject, the score, the date or date taken or planned for the second one, right? And subject, score, again, the third one, and so on and so forth. You can click continue. You're going to do your AP subject tests, okay, if you have some. So again, it's just all starts with this tab right here of tests taken. And you can obviously select what applies to you. Nothing more, nothing less. Okay, so we just covered the education and testing tabs of, or sub-tabs under the Common App tab on the Common App website. All right, next we're going to move on to activities.